Hello everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Xin Tang, a PhD candidate at the University of Malaya, where I focus on the integration of contemporary theater, digital technology, and cultural studies. And today, I will be presenting my research on how contemporary Chinese theater is entering what we might call the posthuman era through the integration of robotics, digital avatars, and extended reality technologies. This work aims not just at technological adoption, but at deeper cultural sciences. The media theorist Philip Auslander famously argues that in our contemporary culture, liveness itself has become an effect constructed by media logic. This research is driven by the three key questions about reconfiguration, tension, and contribution. My central argument is that what's happening in China isn't simple important Western models. Instead, through what I'm term Sinicizing, Chinese practitioners are creating a distinction posthuman performance landscape that synthesizes global technology with local cultural imperatives. To analyze this complex phenomenon, I employ a multi-layered theoretical framework. Posthumanism helps us decenter the human performance. Actor network theory allowed us to trace how agents is distributed across human and machine network. And media archaeology help us to understand how the technologies historical reshape what we consider live and present in performance. These lines together help us move beyond technological determinants. And this is my first case, takes us to Shanghai. The city of big drum objects employs massive industry robotic aims that kind of used to a car manufacturing is its main performer. You can see the pictures is with the human performer and the robotic performer together and come next. Yeah, these machines are stripped of any human-like features. They don't mimic emotion of narrative. Instead, they present what we might call a mechanical sublime. We generated through scalar precision and non-human logic. Okay, now I will play a short video for you. Someday, the robotic can be the same as human. Hear the voices. You see that's the robot player with the human player together. That is the robot you can do the emotion on the face. And this robot can do the thinking and talk. There's four different kinds of robotics in this Yes, this is talking about some next. Yes, this is next. On analyzing this actor network theory, reverse agent doesn't reside in any single entity. It's distributed across the network, and the programmer's code, the robotic material, contains central data and even environmental conditions, and all are actants that co-create the performance, and the human actor is displaced from the center stage and fundamentally to challenging our romanticization of the autonomous performer. Okay, and this reconfiguration demands new models of spectralship, conditional empathy based on the identity with a human protagonist is short-circuited. Instead, the audience report what the theorist general Bennett calls enchantment with the vagaries of matter, a fascination with rhythmic conclusion motion, and the reception becomes more abstract, individualizes and sensory-driven. Okay, now, and this is my second case. It brings us to Beijing and China's first major XR theater production, an adaptation of Shakespeare's Macbeth. Yeah, here the system uses spatial registration. Visual elements are anchored to specific locales in the actual theater, and a digital demo might appear to hover right beside you. Yeah, and in this Macbeth is a play obviously with interiority, hallucination, guilty, perfections, and exile uniquely internalizes and spinelessness this physiological landscape. And the danger only Macbeth scenes become visible to all, and bankroll ghost can appear in your personal space, and this creates what the Lev Manova called the database narrative. The story isn't a fixed sequence, but elements you can navigate, giving audience agents over their attention and a narrative paceway. Okay, and this technology profoundly completed our understanding of liveness, and the actors are physically present and performing in the real time, yet we perceive them through computational general inventor, and this creates what I call augmented or telepresent liveness. And this spectre becomes an active navigator, but within what Gabriela Ginacci terms the paradox of interactive spectacle. And your freedom is carefully orchestrated. This can also fragment the traditional collective theater experience. And this is my third case. It's addressed perhaps the most culturally specific dimension, the digitalization of integrative heritage. You see the pictures is by the real human performance using the digital. Yes. This project used high fidelity motion capture to record Peking opera masters, capturing not only board movements but Also, the subtext of finger gestalt and eye expressions, and it aims to preserve, but in doing so, translated embodied knowledge into computable data, raising fundamental questions about attentive and transmission. Oh yeah, this is a short film to explain this. Yeah, this is a short example. It can be in different ways, such like use the pad and be recorded film, and when you skim to this part, and it shows on your own pad or your own tools. And also we can also use the VR glass to show it at the same way. Okay, come next. This digital translation engaged directly with Walter Benjamin's classical concern about loss with error through metrical reproduction. For interior heritage, error is tied to liveness, and the master appearance, bodily presence, and unicorn flame that confirms the humanity. Digiturnation promised a perfect reproduction, but it risked to reducing a holistic practice to the contextual data, what I call it skeleton of form. It enables to preservation, but may also foster that Rebecca Schneider critiques as a chief favor. This tension crystallizes a key distinction by Katharina Hellas between presence and pattern. Traditional appearance-ship is a pedagogy of presence learning through mini-stage tacit knowledge and the correction of energy flow. The master's body is the text, and with using the VR simulation is a pedagogic pattern. You learn by alkyling with visualness and dataness. And the risk, swerving the extends gestro from the internal somatic logic, and so the muscular engagement, breath control, and emotion intent that gives the form expressive pattern. And bring these cases together reverse a convergent triadic mode. The first is the performer is reconfigured from human subject to hybrid agents across the spectrum, from the displaced to copigen to achieved. And the second is space. It's transformed from proscenium to the palinspective field, clitic cognitive spect, and the pedagogic achieval. And third is the relation to the tradition shifts from the perception to mental traditional practice, and their interplay mediated by core theoretical tensions culminates in what I call it Sinicized posthumanism. And this mode is structured by the three productive tensions. The first is liveness, error, visual data, and reproducibility. Dialectic, the secular life event challenged by perfect digital copies. And the second, spectral innovation, visual deep culture code. The nation drive for technological showcase potentially overshadowing newsage cultural transmission. And the third is distributed agents favors authority control. While agents spread across network, new form of authority are inscribed in the code itself, and these aren't problems to solve, but dynamics that drive this field forward. And in conclusion, this research contributed to global performance study by grounding post-human discourse in a non-Western context with distinct modernity, tradition, and technology relations. It offers new analytical frameworks and demonstrates how performing arts can engage the digital transformation critically, not treat to liveness but a provocation to reinvent it. Most important, it shows the post-human turns. It isn't culturally neutral but invisible, filtered through specific historical and politics framework. Let's look forward. Several research trajectories emerge, starting audience reception over time. Examined artists engaged collaborations, internographicals, analyzing the policy framework, enabling this work, and of course, tracking how emerging technologies like generative AI will intercept these dynamics. Ethical questions about who controls the court of the cultural expression will only become more urgent. To conclude with a final reflection, Chinese theater in this post-human era is staging more than performances. It's staging a fundamentally neutral tradition about the future of human expression, and cultural memory, and collective experience in technological saturated world. And by embracing the machine, the visual and the data drive, and it doesn't abandon the human, but compare its radical redefinition. The stage is set not for simple replacement, but for profound that and perpetual dialogue. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to your question and to continue this important conversation about technological performance and culture features. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.